Hello everybody, so in this video we're going to be looking at fractions and how we work out fractions of numbers. Okay, so first of all let's just take a look at this fraction here. We've got 1/2 here. Now as you can see there's two numbers in that fraction. Okay, now the top number is called the numerator, and the numerator tells us how many parts that we need to look at. Okay, the denominator, the bottom number, is how many parts we have all together. Okay, so let's start by finding 1/2 of a number. So let's start nice and simple first. Let's have 1/2 of 8, okay? Now again, we need to look at the bottom number first to see how many parts we have all together. Okay, so we know that we've got 2 parts. So 1, 2. So I've got my 2 parts or my 2 groups, okay? So I know that I need to share my number 8 into 2 parts. Now we have to have our groups equal, okay? So I'm going to share that equally. So I'm going to do ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? So I've shared my number into 2 parts, okay? Now let's have a look at the top number, the numerator. Now the numerator tells me that I need to find one part of this, so one part of the 2. So I'm going to circle this one. That was bad circling. And then let's count how many we've got in our group. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1/2 of 8 is equal to 4. So let's try something a little bit trickier now. Okay, so we've got 1/2 of 30. Okay, so again, my denominator, my bottom number, tells me how many parts I need to share my number into. So 1 group, 2 groups. I've got my 2 parts or my 2 groups. Right, I could do 30 dots and share them out, but that's going to take me ages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my 10s and share my 10 sticks out equally, okay? So 1 10, 2 10s. Right, I've got 1 10 left to share, but I know that my groups have to be equal. So I can't just put a 10 in there because my groups won't be equal then. So what I'm going to do with that 10 is I'm going to share them into ones this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now I've shared out 30 because I shared out 1 10, 2 10, and then split my one last 10 up into ones. Okay, so we need to look at, let's have a look at the numerator. The top number tells me how many parts I need to look at. So 1, let's circle 1. Okay, so I've got a 10 stick, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1/2 of 30 is 15. Having a look at 1/3 of 24. So 1/3, because it's got 3 parts in total. Our denominator again tells us that we need 3 parts this time. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, right, let's have a look at the 10s first. Let's just double check if we can share any 10 sticks out to save us some time. So I've got 2 10s in 24, but I've got 3 parts that I need to share my number into equally. So we can't actually share any 10 sticks out, so we're going to have to do some ones. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Took some time, but we got there. Okay, so 1/3 of 24. Okay, let's have a look at the top number. That's our number of parts we need to look at. So I'm going to circle 1 group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1/3 of 24 is 8. So this time I'm going to have a look at finding 1/4. Okay, 1/4. The denominator, the bottom number, tells me that I need to share my groups into 4 parts. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I've got my 4 groups. Okay, so let's have a look at our 10s first. You could look at your 1s first, but I'm going to look at my 10s first. So I've got 4 10s and I've got 4 equal parts. So I've got enough 10s to share out equally at the minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4 10s. Let's have a look at the ones. We've got 8 ones. Let's share those out equally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so again, I'm looking at 1/4, so one part of this. So let's circle it. I've got a 10 stick and I've got 2 ones. So my answer is 10, 11, 12. 1/4 of 48 is 12. Okay, so this time we're going to take it up a notch. Okay, we're going to start looking at non-unit fractions. Okay, so the fractions before were called unit fractions. That means that they only have one part that we need to look at. The numerator is 1. In non-unit fractions, this is where the numerator is bigger than 1. Okay, so let's have a look at 2/3 of 12. Okay, so it's still the same concept at first. We need to check how many parts we need to share our number into equally. So we've got 3. So 1, 2, 3. Right, let's share 12 out equally. I've not got enough 10s to share out 10 sticks. So let's do 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I've shared it out. Let's have a look at the numerator. So this time we've got 2 parts that we need to look at. So I'm going to circle 2 of my groups. Okay, so let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2/3 of 12 is 8. This time let's try 3/4 of 20. So 3/4 of 20, okay? So let's have a look at the bottom number, the denominator. We have 4 parts that we need to share our number out into equally. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's start sharing our number. I don't have enough 10s to share 10 sticks out, so it's going to have to be 1s again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I bet you're all going to be sick of me counting by the end of this video. Okay, so shared out 20. Let's have a look at the numerator. So the numerator is the number of parts that we need to look at. Okay, so I'm going to circle 3 of my parts. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to count all the dots because I know that there's 5 in each group this time, so I'm going to count in 5s. So 5, 10, 15. 3/4 of 20 is 15. So just a top tip for you, I've just been looking back at the videos that I've just recorded. Top tip for you, when you're doing your groups, just try and line up your groups equally so that they're nice and clear. I know that mine were a little bit diagonal, but I was trying to do it from the side. So hopefully you can do yours nice and clear so that it's easier to circle for you, okay? So on our home learning page this week, we have got some fraction work, okay? They're just nice, simple fractions of numbers to find out this week, okay? Use this video to help you if you need to. If you want to look at 2/4 of something, I've not done a little video for this bit. I want to find out if you can figure out what the relationship is between 2/4 and another fraction. Okay, so I'll leave that one for you to find out, okay? But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you out, and hopefully we will see you soon. Bye!